Hi everybody, this is TheHande. And this is Ranma². Yeah, alright, let's press start. So, this is one of two Ranma fighting games. Well, actually, I think I want to keep it like that. Okay, so this is one of two Ranma fighting games on the Super Nintendo. And you're gonna notice something funny about this version. Okay? Ha ha ha. Vous allez. Pas me combattre, c'est voir. So yeah, this game's in localized in French. So I guess this also, once again, it works very well to helps us explain that I'm European. So I'll be playing this. My sister recently got this game, and the fact that it is on the Super Nintendo and this is a legit copy of it. I have to assume that this game got like an American release because all the voiceovers are in English. But I guess this version was just released. This game was just released in France, or at least this version is just France specific, and we're going to notice it because of a certain thing. Okay, I'm really torn on who I want to play as. I have finished this character as Yukio and Ryoga, and my sister Minna actually played as Akane. You know what? Let's do. So hey, by the way, Ranma and Girl Ranma are two playable characters. And this is a weird assortment of characters, but I guess this was '92. This was very early in the run of the series. If you don't know what Ranma² is, it's a very popular manga and anime series in the early '90s. The guy who made it later went on to do Inuyasha, was another big one. The most recent thing I've seen from him. Or her, I don't remember actually if the author is female or not, but it's something called Rinna. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce the name. I pronounce it differently in Finnish and English. Okay, hey, let's do Girl Ranma. So, in case you don't know the premise, I guess I should explain that. So the premise of Ranma is that Ranma is a boy who has been betrothed by his father to a bunch of girls, and that causes all kinds of problems. He's also cursed. He fell into a cursed hot spring, and every time she touches cold water, she turns. Wait, was it cold or hot water? Well, either or, he turns into a girl, and a bunch of the other guys are also cursed. So Shampoo turns into a cat. Moose turns into a goose. His dad turns into a panda. You saw him in the lower right corner. Now, the fact that the story mode is entirely in French is not super weird. Okay. So I guess the starting order of this is also random. Oh, you know what? I should have made one change though. Well, okay. I guess so. You saw the controls. There are not a lot to the controls of this game. This game is actually like almost like this was very early. Like this character, this is the Gambling King. And he's a very, very early one-off character from the comic. Like he appears like in one story and never after that. Oh, I can double jump. Oh, Ranma can double jump. Yeah, I got my ass kicked. Actually, I'm gonna reset because that bothers me. Okay, because you can set the jump to up. It's not up automatically. So you notice that there's only 3 buttons in the game. It's attack, power attack, and then jump. Yes, there. Do I have to take jump off? There's B and A. I know you can change this because I saw Minna do it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just press run. I guess I keep that up. So I want up to be jump. And back is block. L and R also block, but you can press just back to block as well. But I'm gonna have it up as jump because this is otherwise gonna be very confusing. Wait, A is unused now, so I'll have that as be the power attack. So there's only 2 attack buttons, you might have noticed. So this is not just an very early game for the Ranma series. There is a second Ranma fighting game, and it looks a bit more refined than this one. Oh, we got Akane. Okay, well this will show the first thing. So you'll look at the character's name. Yeah, not Akane. It says Adeline. So Akane, by the way, is the sort of the main girl, if you will, that Ranma is betrothed to. But obviously, she doesn't like Ranma very much. And I gotta be honest, like I don't think they are like a good couple anyway. So classic anime. But yeah, so and Akane, her dad runs a dojo, and then she has two older sisters who are also characters. The middle sister's the greedy one who's always making some kind of deals with the other characters, and then the eldest one is top shelf waifu material. That's not me being facetious. That's literally her character. And she has a thing for the doctor in the show, who's Dr. Tofu, who's not a character in this. So this character complement in this is very weird, and that's the thing. So first of all, the gameplay is very, very simple. Like, this is... So, you can tell Street Fighter 2 had not been around for very long when this game came out. So, that is, like, one thing that betrays it. Oh, that's sad. I don't know. Because I don't know French... Alright, and here's the next character, Shampoo, but she's called Bamboo here for some reason. So, the French dub of the anime apparently just had these weird name changes for the characters. And one of the weirdest is the fact that Ranma, his last name is Saotome. But, in the French version, apparently it's Vincent. Apparently they call like Ranma's dad like Pappy Vincent or something, but his first name is Genma, so that's weird. Actually, I'm kind of playing badly because I think I know what the AI is not very okay. Actually like Shampoo is surprisingly easy now. By the way, I have that little figurine of Ranma and Shampoo. Okay, so Shampoo's not technically, well, she sort of is, but isn't officially, like, betrothed to, Shampoo is an Amazon, from an Amazon tribe, and there's a whole ado early on that girl Ranma and her lock lips by accident, no, it was, so the Amazon thing is that, if they kiss a man, then they have to... Ooh, I did that by accident. I do not know how to do the special moves, so I'll be doing them by accident. So there was... So Shampoo kissed girl Ranma because apparently in the Ranma universe, Amazons kiss the person that they're going to kill. So there was, an early story arc that involved her trying to kill girl Ranma, and then she didn't know that Ranma was actually a guy. And then later, I think Guy Ranma and Shampoo kiss accidentally, and so she becomes obsessed with boy Ranma getting to marry him. And then later, of course, she gets, because Ranma is betrothed to Akane, she becomes briefly obsessed with killing Akane. Well, okay, not briefly. I think that's really, that becomes like her running gag in the series, basically. But she's not very successful. And eventually she turns into a cat because she also falls into the cursed... It was actually like a really mean thing in the, like, how they get rid of her initially is like Ranma lies to Shampoo that she actually is, that the girl form is her real form, and that leads her to be very conflicted, and she leaves. But then later she finds out the truth, and so she becomes a recurring character for the series. But yeah, so about these names, so not only did the French version give a bunch of the characters, not all of them obviously, because Ranma is still Ranma, but they gave a bunch of the characters like random names, but apparently they weren't very consistent. Like whoever did the French dub apparently just kept changing the names. And Ryoga in this is because early on Ryoga was also called Ryoga, but apparently they gave him a different name as well. And Ryoga, by the way, is Ranma's like rival. Somebody who wants to, always beat Ranma in a fight. But he's a bit of a loser, and he's also in love with Akane. But Akane doesn't obviously care about Ryoga. But what's really cute, because I've actually read the comic. They released the comic in Finland, and I have read it all the way to the end. The ending's pretty lame, though. I have to say. I hate these kinds of series that have like a long-running, quote-unquote, well, I guess with Ranma it's the same thing, like, it's a rom-com, but where the comedy is more important than the romance, which is, it's kind of like School Rumble in that way. and it's just like in School Rumble, there's no like official conclusion. Like the series just kind of abruptly ends. So, but Ryoga actually does end up together with a girl, and it's really funny. I want to wait until we get up to Ryoga. Okay, I gotta apply the strategy that I learned last time. If this goes too badly, then I can switch over to the beginner difficulty, because you get the endings regardless. So this game does not do that thing where you don't get any endings if you use an easier difficulty level. Man, I'm doing badly. And also, yeah, I can't switch characters. That's the other bad thing. Is like this is one of those games where you have to keep playing as the same character until you progress or until you give up. Should I just fight her normally? Because the thing that I discovered last time was that she was the way to beat her was that you keep blocking her attacks and then just do the specials whenever you have an opening. I do like that voice. That is not the voice girl Ranma has in the dub of the anime, because I have seen a couple of episodes of the anime. It's funny, my sister kind of has some of the like the middle seasons on DVD. She got those from a friend who didn't want them anymore. And the Ranma English dub is fantastic because it's got a bunch. It was done by those Canadians. Oh no. I don't wanna, but I might have to switch over to the easy difficulty because I'm gonna have to fight Shampoo. If not as my first, at this point, because, I didn't realize now that I didn't know that they randomized the order each time. I really would have wanted us to see the final boss. So, those Canadian dudes did the dub for this. I don't know what company specifically. I don't think it was Ocean Group, but so Girl Ranma, for instance, is Venus Terzo, and Ryoga, I forget the actor's name, but it's the same actor who did the voice for the Eggplant Wizard in Captain N. Okay, if this goes badly, then I'll okay. If I get another game over, we'll switch over to the beginner difficulty. And oh yeah, and Ian James Corlett was Dr. Tofu, which was I thought was like fantastic. Ian James Corlett, of course, that's not one of his most famous anime roles. Obviously, he was the what most people probably know about him is like he's the original Goku. I mean, the original English Goku. Sean Chamel is the current Goku. At least I think he is. I don't think he's retired. Yeah, that's weird. Like they have to get up before you win. No. Okay, we'll switch it over to the lower difficulty because I want to show a little bit more of the game. I don't want this Let's Play to just grind to a halt. And I don't want to blame the game too much because this was very early in the fighting game, in the history of fighting games as well, because we just had, Street Fighter had literally only come out. Okay, so this is another rando. This guy I think has his real name. Yeah, Gon Tsukugi. I don't think the French came up with that one. And he's another somebody who was just a rando from the very early parts of the series. I honestly don't even remember who this guy is, but I think, based on context clues, the fact that he has the mallet and the candles is that his thing is like he curses people. So I think, and considering what kind of series Ranma is, I think the plot was he couldn't get a date, so he started cursing all the girls. The mallet, by the way, if you don't know what that is, that's the the Japanese have this own like kind of version of a voodoo doll, which is where when you want to wish bad luck on somebody, you make a straw doll of them, and then you nail it to a tree with a wooden mallet. So like I said, this had to be very early on in the series, even like the run of the actual of the actual Ranma. No, it says Sao Tome there. So what the hell? Okay. So, all right, we're immediately getting Shampoo now. Like, the production quality is nice. The music's okay. Not great, but, it sounds appropriate. But, like, the gameplay is very clunky. And the character complement is kind of weird. I do like... Well, okay, I do have a guess as to when this was... Where in the Ranma series this actually happened, because I'm trying to get to the final boss, because that's what would allow me to talk about the thing I want to talk about. So there are button combinations, but like I said, I have no clue. I think that must be some kind of quarter circle thing. It is! Okay, so it's quarter circle punch. Okay, I should have just spammed to that attack then, I guess. Oh yeah, so another thing is like about the thing about like Shampoo turning into a cat is the fact that Ranma in the story has a massive phobia of cats. Oh my god, the cat. Game is really good at making you feel bad for beating up these girls. They all seem like so crushed. I wish I remember the name of this author. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Ranma is probably my favorite series from this guy, but I do remember liking Rina also. It was about like a Shinigami who was masquerading as a high school student, and it was had all kinds of bad luck. And this Gambling King guy, you can tell he looks like a playing card. And the joke with him was he challenged guys into rounds of Old Maid, which is that card game where you try to get somebody to pick the Joker, and otherwise you keep discarding like pairs of cards that have the same number or whatever. But the joke with him was that he was actually really bad despite his name, because he had no poker face. So when you had the Old Maid, he would start smiling ear to ear. And Ranma, and it was a point of the story arc. The stupid story arc was that Ranma was the only one who couldn't beat him, because Ranma also had terrible poker face. So he kept losing to the Gambling King, and I don't remember how they resolved it in the end. Okay, here's Moose, and yeah, Matthias, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, Bamboo, at least Bamboo is like a fucking actual, you know, Chinese thing, you know, but Matthias, really, like, the guy is obviously Chinese. It's caricaturishly Chinese. So something I said, like the Gambling King and then the Goku, the curse guy, like I think those were like really weird choices of characters to put in this. Like, I would have expected like Happosai, who's the panty stealing midget, and I can say that because the guy is literally. And I'm actually surprised he's not in this again, because, well, okay, I guess I can let the secret out, because I might not play to the end after all, but. Oh yeah, and so, but that's by the way is Moose's thing. He has all kinds of weapons hidden in his clothes. The final boss is Pantyhose Taro, who's a villain of a story arc. He's another guy who's cursed, and he was cursed by falling into the. So the idea is that all the cursed hot springs in the Ranma universe, they had the. Oh, I'm fighting my dad. Okay. All the cursed hot springs. Oh yeah, hey, by the way, here are the hot springs. They all had some drowned person. So Ranma fell into the hot spring of the drowned girl. Genma fell into the hot spring of the drowned panda, and then the hot spring of the drowned cat, the hot spring of the drowned moose, and Ryoga fell into the hot spring of the drowned pig. And I think the thing was that he actually hated pigs or something. I don't know what was the deal with that. Oh my god! I don't remember him doing that before. Oh yeah, and he uses those signs because he can't talk in his panda form. So, yeah, by the way, Genma is a fucking piece of shit. I hate him. He's easily the worst character. He's just a complete douchebag. and he's partly to blame for most of Ranma's problems anyway. So yeah. Anyway, though, to be fair, Ranma's a bit of a jerk as well. I mean, he's a mostly heroic, but kind of a self-conceited jerkbag as well. Anyway, what was I getting at? So Pantyhose Taro. Now this guy fell. Well, he didn't fall. He was baptized accidentally by Happosai in one of those cursed hot springs, and he was baptized in the hot spring of the drowned gorilla riding an ox and holding a goose and snake, which means that he turns into this monstrosity, which is like a minotaur with wings, buff arms, and a snake for a tail. Okay, and here's the last of the really funny names. Pantyhose Taro is just pantyhose in this, but yeah, Frederick. So Yukio runs a yakitori stand, and he was also betrothed to Ranma. She is probably the lead. She's probably the most innocent character, and I feel the most bad for her. because he and Ranma were childhood friends, but so the joke there is you might be saying, well, Frederick doesn't sound much like a girl's name, and that's the joke. Her Japanese name, also Yukio, is apparently one of those. It's traditionally a boy's name, but the Japanese are kind of whatever with names. Like you can call your child whatever you want, basically. They don't like. And that was the joke. So that's why Ranma grew up thinking Yukio was a boy, and he thought that he just had to, that he was just, they had to move away. Actually, Genma stole her yakitori truck and left her alone. And so she has a huge grudge against Ranma and his dad and her dad originally. And again, Genma, I think, had promised to Ranma would marry Yukio. And then he did. Like I said, Genma's the fucking worst. Anyway, so, and the thing's like, oh my god, no, that has never happened to me before. Fucking draw. I didn't even know that was possible. By the way, I played as her the first time because Mina wanted me to play as her. And she actually is really bad to play as, like, because she uses that gigantic, you know, she uses the little spatulas. So that's like a giant, it's kind of like a spatula slash shovel, basically. But that's like a comically gigantic version of it, which she uses it as a weapon. I mean, you look at her, she's cute as a button. I really feel bad for her that she never... she is a, like, complete psychic. I love the way her hair moves, by the way. I don't think even in, like, Street Fighter, anybody's hair physics were that good. Alright, and here's Akane. And the thing about Akane is also, like, she's kind of like the main girl. I kind of get why she's pissed off all the time, but at the same time, she's not super likable either. So I guess, in a way, she and Ranma really are a perfect couple, because Ranma's not very likable either. That's mean. But yeah, so, so Akane and her sisters all had their names changed in the French version, so they all have, like, French girls' names in the French dub. So that's the whole joke with this. And no, by the way, I do not fight myself in boy form later. There's no mirror matches in this. But we do end up fighting, if I do manage, how many guys do we have left? Actually, we have Ryoga only left after this, so we might actually see the ending. Yeah, so, and that's the other thing, like, so Ryoga also apparently started off as just Ryoga in the French dub, but then later they started calling him Matthias. So that is weird. Yeah, so this is not Venus Terzo. That's what I was kidding. Okay, here comes Ryoga. I love this. Look at this. This is a great detail. He's facing the wrong way. And that's probably not super funny for you, but you know, that is a sly little detail that I think does betray. Oh, he does have his umbrella. I forgot. Okay. Because in the anime, he usually used an umbrella as a weapon that was like, I think it was like coated with lead or something, so it was super heavy. But Ryoga's thing is that he has no sense of direction. So he always says, like, I'm going to challenge you in a month, and then he takes like 3 months to arrive because he keeps losing his way. So the thing is, like, he has a crush on Akane as well, and in his pig form, Akane doesn't know he turns into a pig. It's never really explained in the manga why they keep his identity as a pig a secret, but as a pig they call him P-chan for some reason. So the cute thing about Ryoga is that he eventually does get together with a girl who has just as bad sense of direction. Yeah, and by the way, this is the principal. I think he was Scott McNeil in the dub, but you can tell because he did like a fucking Jamaican accent for some reason. Okay, here's Pantyhose Taro. Very effeminate looking, but this artist is one of those artists who loves drawing the bad guys, especially, as kind of effeminate. Yeah, I don't like this final level music. This is kind of bad. I love that sound effect, though. That's so stupid sounding. So you can kind of sort of stop from falling down, and I guess it doesn't then do as much damage. But yeah, so they didn't really do anything with the transformation thing. It would have been kind of interesting if your characters could like transform mid-fight, because there are other fighting games that do that. But no, you have to fight you have to win 2 rounds against Pantyhose Taro in his normal form, and then after this, we fight his, like, enemy, you know, his transformed form, which, once you beat, even in the beginner difficulty, you then get to play as him, which is kind of neat. It's kind of dope. So specifically, like, one of the seasons that Minna has the DVD for was the Pantyhose Taro arc, and I really like that because because yes, that's the other thing. Pantyhose Taro has the same voice actor as Captain N, or you know, Kevin from Captain N. So it's like all these classic, like, you know, cartoon voices in Ranma, like that is outstanding. Okay, that's the thing with the beginner mode. Like the AI gets kind of stupid for no reason all of a sudden. Okay, and then it's the final boss. Yeah, I do feel a bit guilty, you know, for having to resort to using the easiest difficulty, but you know, what I should have done, I should have looked at the special moves before I started. And if I could just swap characters, because that's what you normally do when I run up against a wall in fighting games, I then immediately like swap over to a different character, but that wasn't an option here. And this is just such a fucking weird game. I just had to showcase it because Minna got this for me, and you know, and don't get me wrong, I like Ranma. This is not the best possible fighting game rendition they could have made, but I guess I gotta give them a little bit of slack because, like I said, '92 Street Fighter had just come out, and the Mortal Kombat had not come out, so this was very, very early days for fighting games. I don't know why, it's at Ocean there, I'm not sure if Ocean actually made the game itself. I don't think they did. I think it had to be like some Japanese company, and I think they're just a distributor. But like... I guess one good thing is like he actually acts like a normal enemy that he's not just like magically immune to special moves. Alright, so now we have the ending. The génial massacre le corps. Ce n'est pas le monde dépassé. Okay, so I don't know French, but I obviously know, you know, I'm a language student, so some of the things I do understand. So for some reason you were pas de crédit supplémentaire. Quoi? Oh, so he's sending him to, you know, so he promised some kind of a reward for him, but he always like ends up disappointing them. I guess he was sending him to detention or something after that. So so the joke there is always that they're gathering. So I get the feeling like they're gathering these guys for the principal for some nefarious end. And there's always a prize that they promise. And I think for Akane, it was like, he would promise to put Akane at the top of the student ranking, and then she ends up number 2 anyway, so, cast Mickey's company, okay? I don't know what that means. They just got, I think they were just in-house voice actors, I guess that's what that means. Okay, but I hope you enjoyed this little look at this Ranma fighting game. I've been TheHande, see you on the next one, bye-bye.